Hey, welcome to Nothing Special Tarot. My name is Angela. This is an all signs general collective tarot reading, meaning it does not matter what your sun sign is or your moon or Venus or rising or any of that. It's just meant to find you when it finds you. So take what resonates. If it finds you, I'm pretty sure it's meant to for some reason. But if it doesn't resonate, just leave it behind. That's okay. I think that's it, as far as the disclaimers go, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm excited to get to the cards. So bear with me here. I've already cleansed my space, did some meditation, pulled a couple oracle cards and a Celtic cross spread. Now, what brought us to this point? Spirit has been really hitting me over the head for about the last 4 days with a song, and they've been pretty insistent with the song. It's an old ballad from the early 80s, kind of melodramatic, very melodramatic video, because after I first heard it I was like, oh yeah, I remember that song, I remember that video, and I went back and I looked it up and I watched it. I did not think too much about it because my brain is prone to like random bursts of song from the past and the present. But then I kept hearing the song and hearing the song and hearing the song. And I'm like, okay, I got it. I get it. Okay, I'll do a tarot reading. So what is the song? It's called What About Me? Am I going to sing it to you? You betcha, you lucky bastards. Okay, here we go. What about me? It isn't fair. I've had enough, now I want my share. Can't you see? I want to live, but you just take more than you give. All right, torture portion is over. Focus on the words. I'm getting somebody who is unacknowledged, right? Somebody who feels like they are giving a lot more than they're getting. When I sat with the energy for a minute, it felt very emotional. So I'm about to say something that I very rarely say, which is, I think this is a relationship reading. Now, I don't know anything about twin flames. It's not my thing. If it's your thing, that's cool. We're all in this journey together. We have different understandings of how things work. It's just, to me personally, twin flame sounds like a very unhealthy dynamic, right? A runner and a chaser. But, I think sometimes we use different terminology when we're talking about the same thing. So we'll just leave it at that. This is a relationship reading for somebody who feels like they have been doing all of the heavy lifting, all of the emotional labor, all of the work. They're putting a lot more in than they're getting back. And so I had some thoughts about this, and then I pulled the cards and I'm a little surprised. So here we go. All right, so the first thing I did was pull a few oracle cards, Embracing Fate. All right, those are the cards that I pulled. And I got, I miss you, longing, regret, distance. Maybe you're in a long distance relationship. And then I got secrecy, la déception. I know it sounds like I'm a native French speaker, right? I'm kidding. Okay. But secrecy. And then the next card that I got was make a choice. So what I'm getting from this is you are missing somebody. You're having second thoughts about this relationship. You feel like there's something that you don't know, there's something they're not telling you, and that you need to quite literally make a choice about whether you're gonna stay or whether you're gonna go. So then I pulled a traditional Celtic cross using the Flower Child Tarot. Okay, love these cards. 70s aesthetic, that's my thing, I love it. And what I got here in your general energy is 9 of Pentacles. And I mean, that's a pretty good place to be, right? And Nine of Pentacles, that's the card of independence. I don't need anything from anybody. I can take care of myself. This is like the traditional self-made woman or man. I mean, look, she's standing in front of this abundant, lush garden. She's got some pentacles over here. I think those are the pentacles she keeps for herself. These are the ones that she gives to others. Like, this is somebody who is living in balance, right? She is completely independent, completely self-sufficient, completely able to look after her own needs and others. To get to this, you've been to the lower levels. Death card. I love the Death card. This, I mean, it's my card. I'm Scorpio. Yes. But you did some really hard work to get to this Nine of Pentacles. You went down to the lower levels and you faced yourself with authenticity and vulnerability. And you know, the funny thing is, I think sometimes it's more difficult to be authentic and vulnerable with yourself than it might be with another human being. It takes a lot of strength to do that. In any case, whether you're sharing vulnerability with somebody else or it's facing your own, that's a lot of strength. That's a lot of courage. But you have really, you transformed yourself. I mean, look at this card, right? Look at the flowers, the butterflies. And you think about the transformations that butterflies go through, from the tiny little caterpillar to the cocoon to finally sprouting their wings and like flying away. And then the flowers, I'm not going to describe the life cycle of a flower. We all know what that is. And I am not a botanist, so I'll probably mess something up. But, you know, just think about the cycles in which we grow. And we're constantly dying a little bit, being reborn, but you did the heavy lifting for yourself, right? That's how you got to the Nine of Pentacles. And through this transformation, through this process of metaphorical death, King of Swords, you got very clear about what you want, what you need, what's acceptable, what is not tolerable for you. I mean, the King of Swords, he's ready to cut things away if necessary, right? He's got that sword in his hand and he's sitting there in a very, you know, neutral position. He's ready to receive his subjects. He's ready to take whatever life throws at him. And he's going to think about it in a logical, concise way, without giving overdue attention to his feelings. He's going to do what makes sense. And he's going to cut it away if it doesn't match or serve what he's needing, what's in his best interest, or the best interest of his subjects. And so during this transformation and really embodying this Nine of Pentacles, King of Swords energy, you started to think about this relationship and hold back a little. So I've got the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is about someone who has stability, right? But they're keeping it to themselves. They're holding back. And sometimes, most of the time, yes, the Pentacles are about tangible things. But you know what is energy? That's very tangible for a lot of us. So you pull back some of your energy from this relationship because you realized that you were the one giving more than you were getting in return. However, it's still pulling at you. It's still pulling at your heart somewhere. And you're wondering, like, should you just cut them off permanently? Or stay and see what happens? So I'm sure you've already thought of this. A good conversation needs to be had between the two of you, and you're going to get your wish, because I've got the wish card, quite literally, Nine of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So it looks to me like this other person, we'll just call them your person, okay? They're going to come to you with an offer of love. I mean, look at the Knight of Cups. He's so pretty, right? He's a beautiful man on a beautiful horse with his heart in that cup, offering it up for you. And so the conversation that you're going to have, it's willing. They are going to come to you. They are going to come to you in an authentic way and talk to you about what's been going on and maybe why they've been holding back. Spirit's advice for this is the Six of Swords reversed. Now, if you've been here before, you know that I very rarely get card reversals. And so I feel like the Six of Swords, let me hold it up again. It's about moving on to calmer shores, right? It's about leaving behind turmoil and uncertainty for calmer waters. And I love that this card in this particular deck has got the rainbow and everything, right? Just like in the Ten of Cups, which is one of the ultimate happiness cards. So when I get it reversed, in relation to the other cards, it's looking like Spirit is saying, don't be so quick to move on just yet. Don't be so quick to cut this person out with your sword. External factors, things you may not see. Six of Pentacles. And this is not just a card of nostalgia or family or closeness. It's also a bit about the give and take of energy, right? Someone giving you energy, bestowing their attention upon you, feeding you, like she's feeding her chickens, like nourishment, right? Making sure that others are taken care of. So I sense that your person may have the ability to return to you, to give you the reciprocity that you're looking for, to give you the reciprocity that is healthy, right? Nagging on you, because I got this in your hopes and fears, the High Priestess. I mean, what is the High Priestess? She's magic, yeah, but she's also like the keeper of arcane secrets. She does not always tip her hand, so to speak. She knows when to give, when not to give. And it feels like this intuition that you have, or this knowledge, it's weighing heavily on you. And so in the final outcome, we've got the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is a card of rest. My sense is that once you have this conversation with your person and they are emotionally open with you and they let you know what's going on, it's going to put your mind at rest. And then you'll be in a better space to say, yes, I want to stay and give this a chance, or no, this isn't for me, I'm going to cut this away and move on. I'm going to check the bottom of the deck. I have not done that yet. What is, oh, okay. So your person's energy, this is interesting. All right, so yeah, at the bottom of the deck, I've got the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory. Your person sees you as a victory, like they never thought that they would meet somebody like you, that they would attract the attention of somebody like you and be able to retain that attention and that affection. It's like a big win for them, but in the sweetest kind of sense, not in an icky sense, if that, if you understand me. they've been thinking about the reciprocity. It looks like the Seven of Pentacles, right? This is the card of, am I putting in the work? Am I putting in enough work for the harvest? Am I getting all that I put in? That's interesting. I'm all of a sudden having trouble speaking. But yeah, they've been thinking about it. It's on their mind. They are aware that you're putting in more energy than they are. And here's the really interesting part. Page of Cups, Page of Pentacles. So this says to me that their general energy is not as mature as yours. They're still learning about their emotions. They're still learning about their energetic reserves and how much they should be giving and when they should be holding back, and that whole dance of a relationship, you know, when one person gives and one person takes, and then the roles are reversed, and sometimes someone does a little bit more heavy lifting than the other person, and that's okay because they know later on when they need the extra support, their person will be there for them. Yeah, they're still learning about all of this. So they're in this page energy, and you're in this king energy. So I don't know if there's an actual age gap between you or just life experience, but there's a definite gap. You definitely have more experience. You've definitely been through a lot more decisive about what you want and what you need. So the point of this whole reading, I think, is to say the too long don't read of it. Give them a chance. See what they have to say and then make your decision. So, okay, Spirit, do we have any advice? Is there any more information? Can I at least get some zodiacs? No. I just heard, we know you want to use the deck, but put it back. Okay. Spirit animal deck. They're telling me to pull a spirit animal deck. All right. Let's see what the spirit animals have to say today. All right. Any advice for collective on this relationship? I do love this deck. It's this one. But y'all, look how thick it is. It's really hard for me to shuffle with my tiny hands. Okay. See? There we go. Alright, we'll go back to this method. Any advice for collective on this relationship? Okay. Be generous of spirit. Yeah, give them the chance, collective. You've been through a lot. You have the wisdom of the High Priestess and the King of Swords. Just let them come to you. And if you can be open to them, they'll be open with you, and you'll be in a better place to make your decision. Is that it? That's it. They're saying that's it. Okay. So, all right. I hope this was helpful to you in some way. I apologize about the singing. You should go watch the video. It's entertaining in a very dramatic 80s way. And yeah, if this was helpful to you, or you feel like it might be helpful for somebody else, please like, share, heck, subscribe even. I would love to have you back. But yeah, the like button is super, super, super helpful. And not just for me, for any creator whose content you've enjoyed or learned something from that was helpful to you in some way. Just hit the like button. It only takes a second and it really helps us so much. So with that said, I'm gonna get out of here and go clean my apartment because it's that time of the week. And I will hopefully be back very soon with another reading. Okay, y'all, don't be nice. Be kind, especially to yourselves. All right, bye.